This is Prince Harry, who will be in Britain this week for the Well Child Awards, but apparently he'll be alone and quite lonely as well, if the reports are to be believed. And as Stephanie said, who knows that, we can't know what's going on behind closed doors. But according to the Mail, there are no plans for him to meet with his father, King Charles, no plans for him to meet with his brother, William, and apparently William and Harry haven't spoken since the publication of Spare in January. So, relations very, very frosty there. It is really hard to know what's going on with it.
I mean, if that's true, then whatever happens, they'll never get back to what they were like before.
No. Well, families are difficult things. I think people can rebuild after years and years, but I don't think it's surprising that William isn't particularly keen to talk to his brother, that his father maybe isn't particularly keen to be cosy and make time.
Well, he wasn't just rude about them, he was particularly rude about their wives.
He was very rude about Camilla, he was very rude about Kate, he was pretty devastating about the entire family. He's repeatedly said, on this kind of worldwide privacy tour that he's on, he's repeatedly said that he wants privacy, that he wants to be left alone, and he can't seem to stay away. He's back and forth like a yo-yo. So, yeah, he will be in Britain, apparently not with Meghan.
But it is very poignant, isn't it? Because family-wise, it is a big week, actually. It's the anniversary of losing his mother, and it's the anniversary of losing his grandmother, and you'd expect a family to unite at those times.
You would expect that, and Harry seems very out on his own at the moment. He doesn't seem happy. He seems... we've seen the pictures of him at the Beyoncé concert looking...
miserable as sin.
Not enjoying it.
Really
I'm sure
glum.
lots of us would have. But also, and we've had the Netflix documentary, the Invictus Games documentary, and he'll be in Dusseldorf in a couple of weeks.
Is Meghan going to join him there?
I think Meghan will join him.
Oh, of course there is. There'll be cameras and a microphone.
But she doesn't seem keen to come back to the UK at the moment.
No.
She really has avoided Britain at the moment.
But part of the issue with that, so I believe from the papers, is if she came back and they met up with the family, she'd have to curtsy to Kate.
Oh, so that's what she's avoiding. How interesting.
I mean, that would be lovely to see.
Well, she doesn't want to give people that what's the word? That
picture.
Benefit. Yeah. She doesn't give them that picture. I mean, I think what is really sad about the situation is you sort of feel that Harry didn't actually fully consider the consequences almost. Because he's in this double bind, isn't he? If he cuts off ties as being a royal, then he thought in the back of his head that even if he criticised the royal aspect of the family, then the personal, private aspect of the family could continue. And that hasn't.
But he didn't just criticise the royal aspect. He told us all of an incident where the two brothers, had a go at each other, and he fell down on the kitchen floor and bumped his head against the dog bowl.
Yeah,
I mean, that isn't royal
assassination stuff, isn't it?
I think he's quite immature. I think some young men are, and I know he's in his late 30s now, early 40s. I think he's quite immature. I think he was led quite a lot by Meghan, who's very PR savvy and all of that. But now they're a bit lost.
But if he's cut adrift
because if they're not royals, then what are they?
Absolutely.
But if you look at the picture of them at the Beyoncé concert, Meghan and her mother are going mad dancing. He's looking grumpy in the background. That's his family now.
That's his family now. And also, what's their future? If you're not documentary makers, if you're not on Spotify and Netflix doing brilliantly, which we know their projects have pretty much bombed, what do you do? What do Meghan and Harry do now?
Well, I mean, I think the only option for Harry is to live a life out of the media, doing something, doing the work that he cares about, but just not caring about publicity. He has to go completely the opposite way and invest and spend his time with his family and his friends over there and just think about his life outside of, cameras.
But then he'll have to live off Meghan.
Yeah.
What friends and family does he have out there? He's a real homeboy. Actually, he wants to be in pubs in Chelsea, like William. That's his kind of background.
Well, maybe ultimately the marriage won't last. Maybe ultimately he will come back.
I think he will come back.